Boy, oh boy, do I ever need this reset this week. Oh, when you feel like you have too many things going on, you just start, at least I do, I start to get overwhelmed by them. And I'm like, man, I need to refocus, reprioritize, pat myself on the back a little bit for things that I've accomplished in the past week, and think about what is happening in the coming week. Hello, welcome here. My name is Darz. On this channel, we talk about growth, change, whether it's emotional, physical. Join in if you're interested, hit that subscribe button, hit the like, and let's get into what happened this last week. I was talking to my mom recently. There was a recent conversation. I talk to my mom almost every day, okay? But there was a recent conversation we were having about juggling too many balls and, feeling like you have too many things in the air at once. She always, with us kids growing up, she had a planner, a hand, a physical planner that she always kept all of her notes on. And she said every single night before bed, she went through her planner and rewrote stuff for the next day and planned out her week and whatever. I have never been a physical planner type of person, but I definitely use my phone for a lot of those things. And yeah, so this weekly accountability planner tracker refocusing is really great for me. I think I am so similar to my mom in so many ways, but she's 10 times better at everything. Maybe partially because she's not 10 times older, but much older than me. But also she's, I don't know, some sort of alien superwoman that came out of nowhere. 1 in a million. All right, so last week I wanted to clean my digital folders, which I did. That feels really good. So with my physical space, if it starts getting full of stuff, I start feeling crowded, cramped, and out of whack. If my computer starts feeling like too much clutter and junk and so many things in my downloads and on my desktop and here and there and not organized, yeah, computer is out of whack, brain out of whack. Physical space out of whack, brain out of whack. So, small tip, if you're feeling a little bit out of your normal mentally, you might need to organize your space. You might need to organize your digital space. You might need to organize your phone. You might feel better if you try to organize something. Second thing I want to do, go to garden club. Yes, I went to garden club. I learned a couple things, which was great. My daughter was so excited to go. I think my son was pretty excited too. We got to taste some stuff out of the garden. I mean, they were just fruits and vegetables. But it turns out I like radishes. Who knew? I never knew that I like radishes, but they're so strong. My kids didn't like them. Most of the kids there didn't like them, but I didn't know I liked radishes, so now I'm going to try to plant radishes. And then I also wanted to eat outside to enjoy this beautiful spring weather. Wow, I ate outside multiple times. I was going to try to count, but I don't really eat breakfast. I eat a yogurt or something for breakfast, and then my lunch I usually eat at my desk while I'm working. And my supper, I think most of the days this past week, I ate supper outside, so that was very nice. Oh my gosh, so much fresh air this week. It is so hard to come in and work on my computer. In fact, I actually did a lot of editing outdoors, at the picnic table. So that's nice. But it's so hard because the sun's shining. You can barely see your computer screen. Fun fact, me and my sister, when we had horses growing up, we did online school for the last few years of school. And so we would go with our iPads or our computers and go sit with the horses out in the pasture and try to do our schoolwork. Of course, we didn't get much schoolwork done if we're sitting with our horses and petting them and they're getting up or running around or sitting down. They don't just sit still I was going to say a dog, but I don't really know if dogs really sit still. So yay for me. I cleaned my mental space with my digital computer space. Did that even make any sense? I don't know. I took a step towards my goal of the year of planting a garden, and I got a lot of fresh air, which is part of what I want in my future life, is just so much being outside and so minimum time spent inside. Wow, words. This week coming up, I don't know if you noticed, I don't know if you noticed, but on the end of every single one of my videos, I put my daily to-do list and I check it off, or I put an X through it if I did or didn't do the thing. By the way, this has been really helpful for me. I've been getting really good at just doing the things, and they don't really feel like I have to focus or concentrate or remember to do these things anymore because I've been doing them for so many days in a row. So that's awesome. But I took that end thing, that number 6 thing, I think it is. I just kind of have been maybe my mouth is dry because I sweat so much today because it was so hot outside. What was I saying? Maybe, oh, that last thing on my list. I have been trying out different things. Nothing really has stuck yet. I don't know if I'm going to end up with another thing. I took no processed foods off of the end of that list because it started feeling like one of those little mosquito things that I had to try to remember and focus on during the day. It just kind of felt like it made me guilty for eating processed foods any time that I did, even if it was just like one little Ritz cracker from my kids, like, you know, just need a little taste of what you're eating. I just didn't really like how it was making me feel. And yes, I probably feel better digestive wise if I do not eat processed foods, but it just, yeah, it was too much of a thing for me. So I think when it comes to food, it's good to track things for a while and see how you're doing, measure yourself for a little bit. Maybe if it's, you know, counting calories or macros or whatever it is, you might need to do that just to get an idea of what you're doing or what's happening or what kind of foods have what kind of things. But then it's not great to just keep doing that and obsess over it. So that's kind of how I was feeling with the no processed foods. So I took that off my list. Anyway, it feels like officially springtime. Like almost all of our snow is gone. There are still a couple little patches here and there, but it's almost all gone. It hasn't snowed for a couple of weeks, I think. Maybe a week. I would not be surprised if it snows again. Honestly, like zero surprise if it snows again. But I do think we're past the wintry part of springtime and we're getting towards the warmer part of springtime. So I think I can put away my winter boots, my winter jacket. I can put away my winter stuff. So that is on my list for this coming week. Put away winter stuff and, ooh, I was going to put this 2-in-1, weed out clothes. Let's leave it. I'm going to say put away winter stuff and weed out clothes, but I don't know if I'm going to get to the weed out clothes. That might be a bonus thing. We'll see. I also want to prepare the garden space. Started out that the other day, got some help from Tomas tilling a whole new area and learning that tilling the ground. Anyway, that's going to be a whole video. That was just hilarious that I had no idea what we were doing and he didn't either. And we just kind of like pretended we did. So anyways, I want to prepare, now that the area is tilled, we need to actually like get the junk out of there and prepare the space for planting. So preparing that space is going to happen this week. And then I was saying in a video recently that my poor camera is just collecting dust. My amazing gimbal that I got for Christmas a couple years back from Tomas, collecting dust on my shelf. I do not like to see that because these are amazing pieces of equipment and I have really enjoyed using them. And I think I'm just going to play with them a little bit. Let's just play this week, pull out the gimbal, set up the camera on the gimbal, do some sort of something with my gimbal and my Canon camera. And I need another drink of water because, wow, I've been talking a long time. But I hope you take this time to plan out something fun you want to do this week, something important you need to accomplish this week, maybe a baby step toward one of your goals. Comment it below if you want, text me if you want, call me if you want, let me know what's going on. I can keep you accountable if you want, and I will see you tomorrow. Okay, bye.